Okay, here we go. Um, so the first thing I want to start out with is the fact that when I do these astrological sign readings for one sign, your sun sign, it does not mean that that's what you are, because you are all aspects of all of your signs together. So your moon, your rising, your Mercury, your Jupiter, all the signs. So some people, when I read their sun sign, they might think I'm not just that, or I'm much more than that. So this is like just for fun, just for a blanket statement of our qualities that we're uh, growing into, growing past in our sun signs in particular. So with that said, I am going to start with Scorpio because I already had an argument with a Scorpio this morning. So, and also, I want to say it's also going to be different with different, depending on what your star sign is, how you deal with other star signs, of course. And I'm using the word star signs, which is how the Europeans call it. We call it astrological signs in the States. Um, so, starting with Scorpio. Scorpio is a fixed sign. It is ruled by water. It is a powerful sign, and a lot of people have a lot of fear of Scorpio when you mention Scorpio. And there's good reason to have some fear of Scorpio. They are an amazing sign. I have to say, I have one of my very best friends is a Scorpio, and I learned tremendously from this person. And I've had a past partner who was a Scorpio who I adored, and I still adore to this day. So they are good. They're good people. They're the only signs in the zodiac where there's 3 signs in one. They have the possibility of 3 signs. They start with the scorpion on the floor that can sting you. They can rise higher to the level of an eagle, which flies the highest and has the best point of view of everything around them. And from there, they go to the highest point in the universe, I guess you'd say, not just the world. And then they die to themselves. They burst into flames and die to themselves and are reborn. So they have profound amounts of transmutation and transformation. They are a water sign, so they are very, very intuitive. Now, where Scorpions get into trouble is because they can be a bit paranoid. So if you look for the bad in people, you're going to find the bad in people. That's true of all of us, because we're all mixed character, trying to learn how to get along in this human existence. So for Scorpio, if they are focused, and I'm not saying all of you are, because I know some of you are going to be like, I don't do that, but I think it would always be best to take the 1% of where you do it, even if it's 1%, because that's where you can apply it and see where you can grow. Because as soon as we close off all our doors to hearing something, then we don't get a chance to learn more. And that's the best thing in the world, is to keep open so we can keep learning and expanding. So Scorpios, and I have a Scorpio rising, so I'm not a Scorpio sun, but I do know what I speak. So if I look for the negative in people, not only will I find it, it will actually grow in size. And then I will respond to that negativity when meanwhile there's this whole other aspect to that being, not just their negativity. Usually we look for the negativity because we're afraid and we don't want to be hurt. So we protect ourselves by trying to see where that person may be dangerous to us. So Scorpios definitely have that ability. Scorpios are all about wanting to know what the truth of anything is. They're incredibly deep. They're not interested in superficial things in general. They love having fun though. They really, really are an amazing amount of fun. So it depends on their moon sign. Like, let's say their moon sign is a Taurus. So they're a Scorpio Taurus. They're going to be much different than they're a Scorpio with a Gemini moon, which will be much more analytical and playful and able to get off of resentment. If they have a Scorpio sun and a Taurus moon, it might be really hard to get over resentments. So your moon has a lot to do with how you deal in the world. Scorpio's dealing with truth. So truth, the capital T truths of our existence that we can touch, we may not understand fully, but we can touch, are birth, death, and sex. So Scorpios are not fearful necessarily of those things. They would be interested in those things. That's why everyone's a bit weary of Scorpios being the great seducers. They can be. I don't find that personally, but that could be because of my signs. I find Scorpio moons to be, for my signs, the great seducers. Scorpio moons are off the charts for me. But Scorpio suns, I don't feel that that's true, although I can see a lot of people feeling like that's true, because when they look at you, they can look through you, which can intimidate a lot of people, and it can be very charged sexually. It can be very exciting to have someone, and a little scary, be able to see through you. Is there anything else I want to say about Scorpios? You know, when they're in their highest, their ability to have an amazing amount of compassion for humanity is no other sign can have that, especially if you have that Scorpio moon. But the Scorpio suns can have it too. The thing is with the suns is we're growing into that sign, so that sign is always more uncomfortable. So Scorpio suns, where challenges would lie would be in resentments, obsessions, secretive, don't want to share anything, don't want anyone to know about them, but want to know everything about you. That's so Scorpio. And don't want to be infringed upon. Don't want them, like, even as I read this, if you're a Scorpio, you may be like, oh, I don't like that. Because that's what you guys are like. You're like, no, that's not true, even if it is true. I have to watch my words exactly as I say it, because I'm a Taurus and I'm a bull. So yeah, so I have to be aware of how I present something. I can say things a bit harshly for a Scorpio. I have to say the things that are amazing about Scorpios, which I honor so much, is their depth of curiosity to their existence, to other people's existence, their ability to keep secrets. Like if you talk to a Scorpio and you say, please don't tell anybody, for the most part, depending on what their moon is, if their moon is not in an air sign, it's more than likely they would be able to hold that secret. And their ability to love, like once they love you, their loyalty is forever. The only thing is, though, if you betray them, here's where it gets a little tricky. If they feel betrayed by you, not if you betray them, because there's a difference there. If they feel betrayed by you, one of the things that Scorpios have the ability to do is to be ice cold. They will cut you out like a bad organ. They will cut you out of their life, and then they will smile politely at you and say hello with the coldest breeze behind them, like you never existed and they never cared for you anyways, which I'm going to tell all of you is not true. Once a Scorpio loves you, they love you forever. They may act like that when they're behaving poorly and they haven't evolved past their own fear of feeling vulnerable. They may act like that, but their heart will be shattering when they see you. They just have an amazing ability to look like they don't care. And it's not true. They're like one of the most caring, the most tender of all the signs in the zodiac. And I know that's really strange to hear if you have experiences with Scorpios. It's just that they don't like to make themselves vulnerable. But when they do choose to make themselves vulnerable, you will be blown away with their ability to be honest with their vulnerabilities like nobody else. They will share everything, even deeper, even more vulnerable than you could have ever imagined. So that's my experience with Scorpios. They do have a stinger, and boy, that stinger sucks. I've noticed that water signs deal better with Scorpios and don't seem to get stung. They're able to, for some reason, that stinger comes at them, it just goes into water. Cancers and Pisces deal really well with Scorpios when they're misbehaving and they're stinging. Tauruses do not, because they're big old fat bull bums get stung, and then they go into a rage and want to attack the Scorpio. I know of what I speak, although I'm learning as I grow older. Because we're all fragile, amazing, delicate creatures. We just have our defenses. And Scorpios are probably the best defended of all the signs. And that stinger, when they do sting you, the thing is with Scorpios, because they're so intuitive, that when they sting you, they intuitively, they don't even think about it, it's intuition. They intuitively know where your jugular is. They intuitively know where your most vulnerable place is. And so literally you can feel like your jugular's just been sliced and you're bleeding out. And it's incredibly painful and you don't even know where it came from. And it's not the words even that they use. It's the energy that they just attacked your weak spot. And usually that only happens when they feel like their boundaries have been passed. But the problem is you might not know where their boundaries are, or you might not even know that you harmed them. So I would suggest to all Scorpios in great love to keep having the faith in humanity, and when you feel safe enough to share when your feelings are hurt, because you'd be surprised how people actually don't want to hurt your feelings, and how much they love you and want you in their lives. And vulnerability makes all of us so much closer to each other. It builds deep love. So that's my beginning one. That's my Scorpio. That's 11 minutes, almost 12 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure you're going to have things to say. I will put on the bottom of a hashtag, if I figure out how to do it, how to connect to my astrological readings if you would like a reading. It's really what I love to do. It's all about helping people connect to themselves more deeply and how to get through this world as a human being with the skills and the challenges that you may have. Okay, that's me. I'm out. Mwah. Love you, Scorpios. I love you, Scorpios. I love you, all you little crunchy bugs. All you little crunchy bugs. I love you. Mwah.